Okay, can we have Claire first, please?
Okay, hi everyone, I'm Claire Warner and I'm currently studying Criminology and Psychology second year. I was born and brought up in Thailand and I went to an international school. Okay, so why should you vote for me? Firstly, I have a vision and this vision is to challenge you whether you're international or non-international and to promote internationalism at Keele because I feel like some minority groups haven't been as represented, and to do this, another idea, is the counselling service, because as a first year student and moving away from Thailand to uni, I found I had homesickness, and even though some people might think that's not a big deal, but it is really because it really affects your overall well-being at uni, and I would like to maybe challenge the counselling service.
Time's up, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Next up, can we have Nicholas, please? Stop when you're ready.
Hi everyone, I'm Nicholas Wen. But I may not speak fluent English because I'm a Chinese. I will be running the International Student Rep for this time, and I would like to ask, what language do you speak? And what is your mother tongue? I do feel the language barrier here, so I would like to help every international student to get involved in Keele Circle, so that they, as a starter in Keele, will get involved in any activities that they want. I want to help everyone in Keele, especially the international student. I know that everyone is hearing this now, so I am representing the international student so that you can vote for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, can we have Julia, please?
Hi everyone, my name is Li Junzhu and Julia. I'm a master student in marketing, and I'm also staff for my course. And I'm also delegate for to National Course Representative Conference. And I'm going to run international student, as you all know. Yes. As an international student from Far East, so I could exactly understand what my fellow students feel, and especially after talking and communicating with the different societies, international societies in Keele, and individuals, and I firmly realized the importance for the international still needs to be considered by Keele staff and administratives. So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you. And lastly, can we have Oliver, please?
Hi, I'm Oliver. I just got back from a semester abroad studying in South Korea. I want to make sure that all international students, whether they're here for an entire degree or just a semester or two on exchange, get the same experience that I did at their experience at Keele. I think there's a lot of room for improvement as to how Keele welcomes and deals with international students. I'd make improvement this my top priority.
We're going to open up to questions from EF and student media. So have you got any questions from EF?
We have.
Wonderful.
This is a question for all candidates. It's how would you balance the different requirements of the many different cultures in Keele?
With Oliver first, please. Oliver, sorry.
Going reversal.
Yeah.
Well, I'd make sure maybe that we, within the position of international rep, we make sure that within the major nationalities representing Keele, we have kind of sub-representatives. Maybe, we have large populations from Hong Kong, we have a student representing Hong Kong students. And, this can be applied to, any large proportion of international students at Keele.
Thank you. Julia?
Yes, I think the most important is communication, because I did have a lot of communications with different international societies. So I would like to listen to them and find out what they need and serve for them. Thank you.
Thank you. Nicholas?
I do agree with the previous candidates, but I think that we need to talk with the leaders of the societies of different international students so that we can conclude that what we should all do.
Thank you. And lastly, Claire, please.
Okay, I've actually came up with an action plan ready for this. And basically, for example, we had the World Festival the other day, and even though the point of the World Festival is to try and promote as many nations as possible, I felt like some, not all, were represented, and that's why if I become the international student rep, I would like to sort of mobilise and create a committee of individuals from different countries around the world, or even just a section of, like, let's say Southeast Asia, and someone has, so they know the language and they represent that group of students. So when events come, such as the World Festival, it's easier to mobilise people and to create awareness for everyone pretty much in the field.
Thank you. We've got a quick technical difficulty, so I'm just going to look at the microphone for us. In the interest of fairness, we can ask Nicholas and Claire to repeat their answers into the microphone actually works, if possible. So, Nicholas, could you repeat your answer into the microphone, please, the one that's actually working?
I would say that I would like to talk to the leaders of the society to come up with a solution. That's, thank you.
Thank you, and Claire.
So basically, what I just said was I've sort of come up with an action plan already.
Sorry, Claire, it's not working still. Sorry.
We'll sort it out in a minute. Should we just let me do that?
So, just talking to the other microphone.
Okay. So can you hear me? Yeah, that's better. Okay, so basically I've come up with an action plan, and that is to mobilise representatives and to form a committee of individuals from different regions of the world, basically. So someone can represent Scandinavia and even, the British, the United Kingdom, because I feel like everyone should be represented as international. And this will help with events such as World Festival, and this will bring more people and get more people to involve, so make it bigger and better. Yep.
Thank you. Sorry about the technical difficulties there.
Okay. Hello. Oh, it's working.
It's just temperamental. Thank you, Andrew. Any more questions from me yet?
I'm going to have to go to the microphone. Apparently, you can't hear me if I don't use the microphone, and the candidates can't hear me if I do. So we'll balance. The International Festival this week has been amazing with a high turnout last night. What would you do to make it even better? And that's again to all candidates.
Okay, can we have Julia first on that one, please?
Oh, thanks for the question for me first. Yeah, I did talk to any international students who come yesterday night, and someone just told me the programs were really nice, but there's a few communications, interactions between, international students. So I would like to improve. If I am going in a position, I think I'm going to organize more, programs, interaction programs. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Julia. Can we have Nicholas next, please?
Yesterday, I did came here, and I found out that there are a lot of international students, but not quite a lot, because it's only a portion of international students came here for yesterday. Because I think that most of the international students are quite shy to come here, and they think that if they come here, they can't interact with other people. As I saw that there are many stalls set up for the international students to have fun yesterday, but not quite much of interaction. It's quite good that the performance is up there. So I think there are improvements to be going on.
Thank you. Claire next, please.
Okay, well, I really love the idea of the World Festival, and thanks to the current international student rep. And basically, from my own experience, I went to an international school, and we actually have International Day, where different students from our school represent their nationality. They dress up in their national clothes, and they perform for people. But even though I like the idea and what went on the other night, I would love to make it bigger and better. So basically, make it a whole day full of, getting people together and just getting everyone involved, really.
Thank you. And last but not least, Oliver, please.
If I was elected, I'd aim to increase the participation amongst the quieter sectors of the international community at Keele. These students make up 70% of our student population. Often I feel they do not know, they're not fully informed about the goings-on at Keele SU. I talk about my manifesto about creating a foster student scheme, whereby the foster student, who would be a domestic student, would be able to raise awareness and tell the student about what's going on, and hopefully get them to come out and be a bigger part of the student community.
Thank you very much. Any more questions from you yet?
Yeah, just keep on coming. What are your main aims, this is again for all candidates, what are your main aims in terms of getting fair representation for all students at Keele? What will you do to encourage participation and involvement?
Okay, thank you. Can we have Nicholas first up, please? Nicholas? Thank you.
Pardon me, can you repeat that question?
I'll shout a bit about it, I'm really clear. What are your main aims in terms of getting fair representation for all students at Keele? What will you do to encourage participation and involvement?
I think the society here is a lot already, but they are not quite active. So I think they need to set up societies for each international student, so that they would really know what is happening around here.
Thank you. Can we have Claire up next, please?
Okay, so I think the main thing is communication, and as I've mentioned already, forming an international committee, having different people from around the world basically to represent their own nation or a region, and they must know the language of that region so they can help, so the representatives can help within the minority community, which will in turn bring people together, basically.
Thank you. Can we have Oliver up next, please?
As I mentioned in my previous answer, I seek to create a body programme, and if an international student who was part of that programme felt they had an issue or a concern with Keele, they could bring up to their body, who would point them up towards Keele SU, who then could tell them where to go with their complaint or query. Because often the issue is that people don't know where to turn. but that Buddy would create a familiar face who would know Keele that they could confide in and ask for help. Thank you.
Thank you. And lastly, Julia, please.
Hi. I would like to mention my communication with the different society president again. That if my activities, if the activities I organize are attractive and interesting enough, and that the presidents from Chinese society and Hong Kong society, even Asia society, and Brunei society, then they said to me, if the activities are interesting enough, they will bring their members coming. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Another question from Ian?
Okay, this is the last question for all candidates, then we have some questions for individuals. You speak a lot, or you all speak a lot about helping within international societies, but how will you integrate foreign students with the rest of the university and, to a lesser extent, just domestic students?
Did you hear that?
You speak a lot about helping with international societies, but how will you integrate foreign students with the rest of the university?
Did you hear that, Simon? Can we have Nicholas first on that, please?
I still think communication, because this question is too hard for me to answer. Because you need, when you came into here, you really need to know the people around you. You need to communicate with them. This can only be answered by communication.
Thank you. Can we have Oliver next, please?
With the programs I seek to create, international students will have access to the phone numbers, Facebook account access to maybe one or more Keele students from day one, who they can then even ask questions, simple things to begin with, about what time's the shop open, what's happening their shoot tonight. But then we can expand this, they can ask questions as they become more confident about, university services and right. But the important thing is the service will provide a Keele student on the day one who wants to interact with the international community, who wants to make new friends, and importantly, the international student will feel welcome on day one, won't be left in the middle of the extra car park, wondering where they go from here. Thank you.
Thank you, and perfect.
Can you please repeat the question for the third time? Good.
You speak a lot about helping within international societies, but how will you integrate foreign students with the rest of the university?
Okay, so how would I integrate into that? Okay. Basically,
Sorry? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I still think that communication is really, really important. And if I'm in a position as international student rep, so I will communicate and listen to the international students and find out what they need and try to help them. And also, I think I will represent the concerns and problems for international students and discuss with the Keele staff, administratives, and find out the solution and to help them overcome all their concerns and issues. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We're going to have one question per candidate next, maximum. So, should we take it away, Dave?
Okay, this one's for Claire. You say you wish to lobby the uni to improve counselling. How do you intend to do this?
okay, I don't actually, well, to be honest, I don't actually have a plan at the moment but I know that I've used the counselling service and I feel that for the amount of students there are at Keele, and especially international students as well as home students, there's maybe only a few counsellors, so it really doesn't make sense. So I think the first thing I'll do is actually go to the counselling service and talk to them to see what can they do. They probably already acknowledge the problem, but it's also the waiting list as well, which is like I'm still on the waiting list for counselling, and it's taken me since last year basically, and they haven't contacted me back yet. And it's little problems which it's not a big deal, but it is at the end of the day. So yeah.
Thank you. Sorry about that. Next question.
This is for Oliver. The rest of the candidates are all international students currently. Why are you the best candidate for this position when you don't know what it's like to be an international student?
Well, firstly, I do know what it's like to be an international student. Last semester, I was in South Korea, 9,000 miles from home, in a what was actually, when I arrived there, very humid and hot climate, and I wasn't ready for it. So, and I experienced the highs and the lows. When I got there, I was confused and dazed, but then Kiel had to drag me home by the end of it. So, even though I had the unique position of being both a Kiel student and an international student, I know how to get the best out of Kiel, but also had the experiences of the international community. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next question.
No more questions from the floor.
Great, thank you.